Hey everyone, let's do a makeover on these slides. I have some ideas that I want to show you that I think you're going to like. Just in case you're new, I'm Dr. Echo Rivera and I'm trying to end death by PowerPoint in every industry across the world. So if you're tired of death by PowerPoint, if you're tired of boring or confusing or overwhelming presentations, then hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my next video. Today's video is possible thanks to Kate Huber, Senior Coordinator at Erie 1 BOCES. Link for that is below. So Kate sent along this slide deck, which looks pretty much like a standard presentation that we all often see, and many of us do present slides that look like this. This presentation is for the New York State Mandated Reporter Training course, and today we're going to talk about how to breathe some visual life into slides like these, slides that we're all used to. By the way, I'm hosting my own Patreon type thingy. So all of my YouTube videos are part of a course portal thing that I put together. You can subscribe to that for a super low fee, and then you can watch all my videos without YouTube ads. And I created bonus content and stuff. So if you're interested, the link is in the description. So today's makeover is going to be for this set of 3 slides and then a slide that comes a little bit after that. So let's get started. Here are the original first 3 slides. There's this slide with a diagram of the brain and some labels, and then a second one with some details about the stress reaction in the brain, and then a slide about the impact of that stress, especially when it's chronic. This is such a relevant topic to just about anyone, and it's something that I've personally read a lot about, so I think it's just really important for all of us to understand the impact of stress on our body. So I was really happy to come up with some ideas to help talk about this topic. So here's what I wanted to fix. First, this brain pic, I don't love it. It has a ClipArt kind of vibe. It looks kind of squished. Not my favorite. And the text is too small, and there's a lot of information inside this picture. But there was nothing in the notes for this slide, which made me think that this isn't actually something that's going to be walked through. These labels aren't going to be talked about to the audience or anything like that. So it made me think, does the audience even need this level of detail? Do they need to see all of this? It really wasn't clear. And based on the training itself, it didn't seem like that was necessary. This isn't like a neuroscience lecture, for example. And then for this slide, we have another visual that I want to replace. This is pure clip art, and it depicts a scene that's just not relevant to today's world. We want something that the audience can connect with and understand instantly and relate to instantly. Again, the text is just way too small. We also have bullet points, and there's no animation, so it's just a lot of text. It's hard to read the text, and we just have bullet points as the main design, besides the clip art. And just in general, it is just this generic template design, and we can totally do better than this. And then finally, this last slide makes an important summary / impact statement about stress. But again, it's just kind of it just kind of is there. There's no visual at all. It has the same problems with the text. It's too small. There's no animations, but now we also have an inconsistent design. There is no bullet points, which is good, but it's kind of why is there a difference here? And just again, it is just this very generic design. It's entirely forgettable, and it encourages people to just sort of disengage. So let's fix that. Let's make these more visual. Here's what I did along with the speaker notes so you can see what it would be like to experience this type of lecture. All right, let's take a little bit of time to talk about your brain. Specifically, let's talk about your brain on stress, that automatic fight or flight stress reaction. What happens is that when there is any perceived threat to safety or security, that brain is going to activate the amygdala, which is our emotional alarm. It's going to trigger stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, and it's going to turn on the sympathetic nervous system, which is like the gas pedal. And what that means is that our muscles are going to tense, our heart is going to race, our breath will quicken, vision and thought will narrow, and non-essential systems shut down. Sometimes that is necessary, but toxic stress occurs when a person experiences severe, prolonged adversity without adequate support, and it's when the stress response stays continuously activated in the body. And most relevant to today's training, toxic stress impacts children developmentally and behaviorally. All right. What do you think of this first set of makeovers? Hopefully you can see that we've improved the accessibility. We're using visuals that are more likely to resonate with the audience. And we even built a mini visual model of sorts where we use a visual and then build it up with new information piece by piece. And we're repeating some visuals. And that all leads up to not only just a more visual experience, but something that will help people learn and understand and remember this material. Okay. So in the original, after that last slide about toxic stress, there was some more information. We go back to this image with the brain, and then we transition into talking about adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs. I can't remember if you can say ACEs for that or if it's ACEs, but there's a couple slides about that. And then we get to this slide, which is making the point that just having ACEs doesn't doom you for a mental health disorder or negative health outcomes. There are protective factors. And this is the next slide I chose for the makeover. The biggest issue we have on this slide is that it is based upon SmartArt, which I cannot emphasize this enough, but you really should never ever use that stuff. SmartArt and design ideas do not help you. And one reason is that SmartArt allows you or encourages you to have text that is extremely small. Plus, the use of color here is off, and I can just go on and on about the problems with SmartArt, but let's just move on. Let's just fix it. Here's what I did instead. So again, we just talked about adverse childhood experiences, what they are, what they increase your risks for, but not everyone who experiences adversity gets a mental health disorder or has a negative health outcome. In fact, there are 6 key protective barriers to consider. Protective factors such as resilience, structure and predictability, good attachment in the first few years of life, connections with family, school, and peer groups, self-regulation skills, and opportunities to build positive feelings. Now, what do I mean by building positive feelings? Well, that's things like building feelings of esteem, power, sense of virtue, confidence, significance, meaning, and being helpful. And there we go. I hope from the bottom of my exasperated heart that you see how much better this is than SmartArt. These are not templates. These are blank slides that I put together very quickly with basic features in PowerPoint like shapes, text boxes, and icons. Those are so much better than SmartArt. Here is the entire makeover. Tell me what you think in the comments. I so often forget to ask people to say things and to leave comments, but let me know. Which one would you rather watch as an audience member? The before or the after? And just as important, which one would you be more proud of to present as a speaker? Creating more visually engaging slides is truly a win-win for everyone. Please, I want you to stop dreading the process of creating your slides and presentations. This truly can be a fun, creative, and rewarding experience if you can put the energy into it. And it is not too hard to do these types of slides, I promise. Everything I did today is covered in just the first 2 classes of my 4-class professional development program. So you can totally learn how to do this for yourself, I promise. But if you really don't want to learn how to do this on your own, I do offer one-on-one consulting calls, and we could have easily done all of these makeovers, if not even more than this, in just one 90-minute session together. So that is an option too. Or if you don't even want to do that, you can hire me to do this for you. I can do your entire slide deck, or maybe you book me as a speaker to do a set of custom makeovers for your team or department, and I can present them to you and do some more reverse engineering about how I achieved all of this. So no excuses. I am here to help you create a more visually engaging, accessible presentation, no matter what your content is. The details for everything I just mentioned are on my website. I also have a free training that is always available at ecorivera.com/free-training. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye now.